Hi, joyful friends. This is Mrs. Skeen here, and we're going to read a story called Mrs. Goose's Baby. And this week in our lessons, we're learning about baby animals, and so I thought this story would be a really good one to learn. Now, in our activities we've been working on, we have learned how animals, mamas and daddies, are similar to what their babies. They have similarities. And so in this book, I want you to pay attention to that and see if Mrs. Goose's baby and her baby, how they're different and how they are similar. So we're going to read this together, and I hope you enjoy it. So this book is called Mrs. Goose's Baby, and it's written by Charlotte Vokey. And you can see on the cover, you can see the mama, Mrs. Goose, and then her baby. And Mrs. Goose says honk, and her baby says cheep. So they say two different things. And here is a nice, lovely picture of Mrs. Goose. One day, Mrs. Goose found an egg and made a nest to put it in. She sat on that egg to keep it safe and warm. And look here, she is hissing at the kitty cat for going near her nest, and so she's protecting her baby. Soon, the egg started to crack, and the little bird inside was pecking at the shell. Look, the baby's starting to come out. Honk, cheep. Mrs. Goose's baby was very small, and she was fluffy and yellow. And you see the hearts there? That means her mama loves her baby very much. You can see the mama is white feathers, and then this baby's a yellow little chick. We'll see what happens with that. Mrs. Goose took her baby out to eat some grass. Honk, cheep. And we learn with babies, they often eat the same things their mamas and daddies do, but look. Mrs. Goose likes grass, but let's see what happens with the baby. But her baby didn't want to eat the grass. She ran off to look for something different. That's strange, isn't it? She didn't want to eat what her mama ate. She wants to find something different. Mrs. Goose took her baby to the pond to teach her how to swim. But her baby just sat on the shore. Now, Mrs. Goose's baby grew. You can see how little she is there, and grew. She gets a little bit bigger and grew. And look how she's changed. Mrs. Goose's feathers were smooth and white. Her baby's feathers were brown, and they weren't smooth at all. Mrs. Goose had large webbed feet. Her baby had little pointy toes. That's different. The baby followed Mrs. Goose's everywhere and cuddled up to her at night. Mrs. Goose loved her baby very much and kept her safe from strangers. Look here, we have honk, and look at the mama. She's protecting her baby, and this dog is woofing at her, and she's protecting. Mrs. Goose's baby never did eat much grass. Honk, look, mama's like, that's different. But her baby has her own little plate of special food. The baby never did go swimming in the pond. Look here, never went. She just stays on the shore. And everyone except Mrs. Goose knew why. The frog knew why. The cow knew why. These birds and this other goose over here knows why. Do you know why? Do you know why her baby never did want to go swimming? Mrs. Goose's baby was a chicken. Honk, cluck. That was a different animal. So mamas and babies can look different too. And Mrs. Goose was a very good mother, wasn't she? Well, I hope you enjoyed this story about how different animals can be as well. And I hope you have a great day, and God bless.